fine.
It's weird. There's gotta be some weird like
this could be a really awesome take or a bad take.
For now?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, we don't care because we already have.
This is gonna be the one I feel at my heart.
I guess like that funny psychology where you get a great one and then the next one's not as good because it's like it doesn't have to be good. So you're just like, you like try to make it good, but it just isn't as good.
Always, dude.
It's like your brain takes that like slight, like we got this already, or something.
Yeah, and I think like more than that, it's like you're kind of cached.
Right. Like you're running out of freshness.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, same chords. Kind of like stale, yeah.
You can only bust so many loads in one day before shit starts to fall off, you know?
True that, bro.
James, that was beautiful. Man.
Make sure you look into the camera when you say that.
I thought it was more sensual to look deep into the eyes.
Talking about loads of laundry, right?
Yeah, you don't have so many quarters, you know. It's not open on Sunday to get more quarters. Do you even swing, bro?
I'm so good at jazz. Jazz is like kind of my specialty. Jazz is my comfort zone, and I just try to like pretend to play rock, you know.
Hey Ryan, are you there, man?
What was that, Wayne?
Oh, you're there. Cool. Let us know when Troy's in position. We'll just hit it and quit it.
God, take it to the bridge. That sucked.
That's
That was
cool.
supposed to be James Brown, but I played it way too fast because I'm jacked.
Yatsu. Hello all Twitchland. Are we back?
Twitch, bro?
Do you even Twitch, bro?
Twitch. 2 for me, none for you. Frozen Twitch bars. Stream for me, none for you.
Ready?
Yes, sir. I think so. Yeah, I'm good.
Always.
Go.
Here we go.
I do just fine, living off this bottle of wine. 15 minutes with you. But babe, sometimes all the reason and rhyme gets lost in the absence of you. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time with you is worse than being alive. Okay, that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. Love enough to speak the truth. Well, baby, no lie. I've just grown tired of carrying the small that you do. So tell do just fine.
I kind of really didn't like that one.
feel like
Yeah,
two
it feels
back
like we're
is
in
still my
DR
favorite.
land, yeah? We're in the
Yeah,
Dominican
I mean, you guys
Republic.
wanna do
we
one
hit the
more?
point?
What?
You think we hit the point?
I feel like 2 back was like.
I feel
mine.
like 2 back was better, but like I don't know. I feel like I could still.
Let's do one more.
There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with doing
Let's
one
see
more, but I
how
feel
far
like
we can
but if-
diminish this.
If you guys are like,
I
if you
can
guys
do
are
one
kicking
more.
a dead horse, like we can stop.
I could do one more.
You
do
can do
one
one
more.
more.
Let's do
All
one
right,
more.
let's do one more.
I feel like I personally am the dead horse at the moment.
You are.
Yeah,
Hey, let's beat
and
that.
I'm being kicked by all of you. No, just kidding.
Let's do one more. You guys. You guys
Courage.
got one
Yeah.
Hey Ryan, you got that one 2 back marks real
Oh, yeah.
bright and bold, right? Yep. Thanks, man.
Bright and Boldies.
Don't worry, I'm bringing the horse back to life for this one.
And if if it comes to it, like the instrumental outro was pretty cool in that. Like if we don't hit that ultra magical one, it's like 90%. We can pull other sections or whatever.
Sure.
Make sure we have all the magic.
I'd like for us to do one where we all take some liberties and just like.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Just have fun with this one.
Yeah. Because I feel like we have some super solid takes. Like we should do one where we're taking some libbies.
Then on this one, I'm gonna ride the dead horse, dude. I'm gonna saddle that guy up.
Why is it a guy?
Don't assume that horse's gender, bro.
Just like she doesn't have a name.
All right.
They don't have a
Comes
name.
out.
Fucking horse with no name, bro.
Horse by any other name doesn't smell as sweet.
I think our jokes are a bit diminished.
If a horse dies in the forest, does anyone hear it?
Excuse me, you, bear fucker. Alright, let's play.
That one fell on some
Dead horses?
dead horse feet.
Who was saying how delicious horse
I
is?
need to DJ it. It's really delicious.
Male or
You're eating
female?
now? What?
Right, we in biz. Well,
Alright.
actually I lied. We're not quite there.
We're not? Train those guitars to stay in tune better, guys.
Yeah.
All right, we're there. We there.
Titties looks like he's doing like a Moog commercial. I know.
I'm in a bad mode, so don't.
I'm in a bad mode, guys.
Depeche mood.
Depeche mode.
Titties, your shit sounded really good too, by the way.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, whatever.
All good?
That was a hero cam on you for that one too, Titties. That was great.
Nice looking trophy.
Here we go. Read the name tag.
I do just fine, living off this bottle of wine in 15 minutes with you. But babe, sometimes all the reason and rhyme gets lost in the absence of you. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this living part-time with you. These words that get out you. that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. And love enough to speak the truth. Oh baby, no lie, I've just grown tired of carrying the small that you do. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living parts of the fear is worse than being out. You. Oh. Doing it all alone. Doing it all. I do just fine.
That felt
That
great.
felt really good.
That was
That's my favorite
hard.
one so far.
All right, can we go? Can we listen real quick?
Yeah.
Blowing some of
Sweet.
That, most of that.
Yeah, I love that one.
I'm like super torn though between that and the other one.
I no, but let's just listen.
Also, there's the thing we can comp them together. If there's
Sure.
Parts
Studio
or whatever.
Magic,
Dude,
bro.
technology, man.
It was a little looser on the click, but we all were like moving together more dynamically. So.
Yeah, me too.
Like even vocally, I felt better about that one. Lippy.
Yeah, that one's good. I messed up one thing.
Like a real quick intro as we do this into
Yeah, let me-
the roamer.
Yeah, let me set this.
And on.
Go get mic'd up with Josh, actually. I want to sit between you guys. I want to sit by titties.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Tell me how to get over this. Living parts of it's worse than being without. Me how to get through this.
Draw like a little man.
I was just trying to fix a little red I did.
Being without you.
Just a metal ass.
For Stussy.
It's not a Stussy. I'll draw that for you to prove different.
Stussy. Gary Stussy?
No. It's alright. It's not bad.
Wasn't it, dude? Kevin Feerick. The drums sound like a little far away.
Try it out.
Which take do you want to hear?
Last one.
That one?
Yeah. My good pen.
I'm so torn between the last one and the one before. I think they're both great.
The other one's like a safe one.
This one and the one before the row.
Wedding.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, buddy.
Cool.
Who's at the door?
It's more like across the board.
Is this the stream?
You still have
Still
those?
delayed?
Yeah, I just
Nice, eh?
added these.
It's like Wayne's not. That's not Wayne's basement.
Wait, that's just what it happened.
Like it looks like
May I just say your wife's a major baby?
Okay, just point to me when we're live. I'll make. Hey everybody, welcome to Window to the Abbey, live from Stinson Beach as we're tracking our album. It's 6 friends seeking to tell a story through music. This is our morning session, as it were. We stream every day this week only from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time, and then we come back to you in the afternoon from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Right now, we're working on a song called Part Time. The weather has gone a little melancholy, which is perfect for a song like this. It's a song of love and loss. Everyone can relate to that. Thank you so much for being a part of the Twitch community. If you've just joined the Twitch community, thank you for being on board. We also do a lot of content specifically for our private Instagram account at Window to the Abbey. So you can catch the live stream here on Twitch where you get to see us actually making the songs. And for further looks like behind the scenes, special pictures taken by the wonderful Josh Valle, you can go to @Window to the Abbey, but you can only get there by going to pledgemusic.com/Troy Baker. So right now, join me in the cave as we listen back to what we've tracked this morning with Part Time. Clear? Awesome.
Okay, that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. Love enough to speak the truth. Just fine.
You played the one before we broke?
Yeah.
I like them a lot. I want to hear what the other one sounds like.
I think the slapstick sounded pretty spicy.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in there, for sure.
I like really favored the second half of this one.
Me too.
More than the first half.
Yeah.
That's such a cool look, dude.
Living off this bottle of wine, 15 minutes with you. But babe, sometimes all the reason and rhyme gets lost in the absence of you. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living our time with you is worse than being out with you. Okay, that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. Love enough to speak the truth. Okay, that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. Love enough to speak the truth. Oh, babe, no lie. I've just grown tired of carrying the small and you do. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time with you is worse than being out. I do just fine.
Wayne, what are your thoughts?
Most of this I prefer because it sounds a lot more deliberate.
Yeah.
Hands down, this one.
Yes.
The other one just sounds like we're just like, well, I don't
No,
know.
hands
Yeah.
down. This one's the one.
Yeah.
If I can bone on you, I feel like the idea that you have for that solo section is the seed is there, and I want to see you maybe develop a little bit more. I think almost going a little Spanish style on it could be really cool.
For sure.
But instead of making it more of the multi-note thing, just maybe root it down to just like a more of a melodic thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
there, I
feeling
hear
that.
like really cool ideas, and they're like, just go for it.
For sure.
But that may be a dub situation.
I think it's
'cause
a
you're-
dub situation, yeah. I think it's a thing where we go to
That-
like, we fill it in with B3, and then your part's in there, and then his part's still kind of that part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It just becomes a more melodic thing. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's not. I love that you guys have the two guitarist feel, and so I don't want to get away from that too much. Where it's like two guitars and a third guitar, and a fourth, you know.
No, yeah.
It feels
I
cool.
feel
And it's
that.
like,
Sweet.
yeah.
Well, on that solo section too, what he's
It's
playing
delightful
there,
today.
if that was tucked down and
Yeah.
like moved over to the left of the like
It's-
stereo field,
Right.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like whenever and then you take
Yeah, on
another
top.
pass over it with like some high ethereal stuff
Yeah.
and like pan that over to the right a little bit and you get that wide
That'd be
image.
cool. And I think even some of the earlier takes of your solo are less solo-y, and
And
they
then
can be
more
more like,
space.
yeah, which
Yeah, I
that
was
could just be
thinking that.
layered in there as
Yeah.
like a rhythm part almost.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel
This one
you.
just feels more like it's within itself, and the other one felt like we know that whole thing about like we know what's coming, so we hit out of the gates a little hard because
Right.
we're kind of like over it, and we're just like boom, booga, you know, it's like
Yeah, that's
okay,
true.
we're not
Lay back a little bit.
lay back. Like this song is not
It's going back to what you said. We need to remember that this is the first time for people to hear this song. We've heard it several times.
totally.
No,
I
that's-
think for the approach for a solo could be, and another thing. Have you ever had like one of those conversations where you think this is going to be your last point, but then there's another point that is
Yeah.
even stronger?
Never.
To me, it's like one
Outta
more
here.
thing.
Oh.
Wait, woman.
I think it
I've
could be
got a
something.
picture of that for sure.
Okay,
When
sweet.
We're overdub land.
Yeah. I think
Do
so.
you? I mean, the Nordy sounds good on this, but I would like to hear almost more of a saloony. I mean, do we want to go Piano Land?
Yeah. No, we're
Okay,
not keeping the Nordies.
Not keeping the Nordies.
No, I'm quitting the band if we do.
Okay, understood. So,
Sounds like I'm gonna break my Nord.
so what do you want to do? I
Let's
mean,
do it. Let's go Nord. Let's go Piano Town.
going Piano Town?
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
easy
USA.
setup. It's already mic'd up. We just swap a couple lines. and-
You just
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Weakest.
Oh,
I would like to hear like some like a dirty-ish shaker.
I can do that.
For sure.
I can do that.
Do you want to do it with the piano?
Dude, I'll
We'll
smear
have
poop
isolation.
all over that
Okay.
shaker,
Yeah.
and then we'll use it.
Well, then just don't fuck up. Just be good,
Yeah.
and you be good, and we're
We're fine.
fine.
I never learned how to make a mistake.
That's one thing I skipped in the lab bands.
Yeah, then 1 o'clock.
The 1 o'clock. Yeah, we don't make
Especially when you-
mistakes.
I was
I think
actually at
that'll
the
help.
12:30.
That'll help glue some of the cool like funkiness of the.
But then, yeah.
You know,
But I
it's
don't
not-
lose the sparseness of that
No,
though,
and I
because
don't think it
that's
would come in right at the top. I think it would be something where it's in on the first chorus and it stays throughout the rest or something. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Dope.
So you kind of feel it, but you're not really aware that it's in. You're kind of like, oh.
And then B3 is not happening until tomorrow.
I'd like to do some synth glitchy weirdness on the verses.
Okay.
Great.
But we can do B3 tomorrow, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get itchy for because there's so much stuff like this, especially it's such a cornerstone voice for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
Rock and roll.
Piano Land.
Let's do it.
Take us to Piano Land.
Take us there.
Take us to Piano Land.
Oh, we're going there.
I friggin' love you. I friggin' love you.
Do it,
It's the
titties.
most beautiful rainbow. Do me on it.
Do me on it.
What is that?
Do we have any jazz
From
Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Man, I have not seen that movie enough to know all the
Do
words.
me on it.
What?
I've seen it like
Did you grow up in communist China?
Communist Portland, dude.
Communist Portland. Socialist Portland. That would be it.
Are we on right now? Is this just not got Wi-Fi?
For some reason we're not
No
on video, but we're still till 2.
No breakfast.
Got another hour. Did you hear that melody line? Is that kind of syncing up a little bit more? This take wasn't my favorite. The last vocal that actually, Wayne, is there a way you could fly in the last vocal to what this
Can you?
is?
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear that chorus real quick.
So with this take, but the playlist level would be the last vocal that I did. I think staying more pensive on that first "Tell me how" to not come full ballsies out on that.
Sorry, man. I had to take. I hate that clip gain thing being on there. I know it's a preference thing, but I'm like, ugh, because it looks like a volume line, but it's not. It's clip gain.
Oh, right.
Instead of clip gain being right here.
Well, that's where the clip gain. I don't know why he
It's
uses
redundant.
that tool. Yeah,
it's
that's
weird.
one of the advantages to that version of Pro Tools.
Yeah.
This is
But
12, right?
having the volume line that, if I see a line, I'm like, that's the volume line, but it's super weird. Ba, 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 ba. So it's 08. No, it's the last one. That's kind of cool. A little leading.
That was a try. Yeah, I think it needs to be more intentional.
Right.
So tell
the
me
idea of
how
one of
to get through this. Tell me how to get over
That's
this.
itchy, but
Living part-time.
I kind of miss the living part-time. Or
So-
living part-time. This feels a little.
Living part-time. It's worth being out.
a little more Marvin Gaye-ish, so it's like on the
Yeah, it feels like it's
Will
almost
you play
there.
it again, please?
Sure. I feel like the worst of being without. Like you could almost, maybe you can stretch it out a little bit. I don't know.
So tell
I do
me
this second
how
time because it
to
feels
get
Better.
through
yeah.
this. Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time. It's worth being out.
I dig it.
Okay, cool.
Play. The only thing I'm missing though is I like it when you were going living part time.
That's what we're going back
That's
to.
Living part-time.
Yeah, then what? Waiting.
Yeah, I don't like time on the down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
It's very meta.
you are.
You do it.
You are.
All in the down.
These are all the downsies.
No, you are.
Living part-time.
There we go.
See if that previous isn't as pitchy. Tell me how to get through this. You can fly that.
Tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time.
Yeah, that whole bit.
Okay, cool. For tips, it's not.
Yeah.
This one was tricky, trying to get your dynamics.
Yeah, because I'm like dynamics all over the place. Like I don't know what are you doing?
I tried to like just ride you live to somewhat even it out.
You've only got
Yeah, you
15,000
do.
things going on.
You say you tried to ride Troy.
Rest in
Oh,
pieces,
dude, I've been
man.
trying to ride him since we got here.
on fire.
The other thing, you riding gain lines or just?
This is crazy. When Basil Hayden Sr. began distilling his smooth bourbon here in 1796, Kentucky was but 4 years old, and George Washington was president. That Kentucky bud.
Okay, that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. Loving up to speak the truth.
Did you catch that dash?
Yeah, dude, I love that part.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, and
Okay, that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. Loving up to speak the truth. Oh, baby, no lie. I've just grown tired.
Piano land. Sing me a song. You're the piano land.
You're in piano land.
Tube jack. You better believe it. So, do you rock that thing on Wi-Fi or LTE down here?
LTE.
Yeah.
It's lucky we're doing like a really vibey record. Right. Because it's like if we need to do something super clean and poppy, this is not fly at all.
Oh, you know, I didn't plug his headphone back in, did you? The little one by the piano.
Oh no, I didn't.
You
I
thought-
thought it was already going. I'm sorry.
I mean, we might end up overdubbing some of this stuff.
Right.
If it's too noisy. How we doing, guys? Oh, I plugged it in.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Can you hear Ryan?
Nope.
Let me make sure.
Ryan's just not very loud. If he's talking to me, I just can't hear him. I mean, I can hear myself now. Sort of.
John,
Yo,
you can hear me now?
I can.
Wonderful. Play for me.
Warts and all, and like radio and stuff with this piano.
What do you mean?
Well, because this piano's so warts and all. Do we? I mean, we're gonna take a passive for sure, but is it something where that one to me could be a candidate for
Grand?
potentially, yeah, or like a much cleaner
That
operation.
black bar, just a big.
Because I think with the
Clicky,
string,
clicky,
yeah,
yes.
because the clickiness might be. Let's try it, but I just have,
yeah.
I have a feeling the warts on that one might be a little bit distracting versus like vibe adding.
You do.
But we'll find out. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
It's your call. Romantically, I think that it makes it cohesive with this record,
But agreed. Yeah.
but not at the expense of.
I would never want someone to be like, this sounds weird. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Versus like, oh, I feel, you know. Of course, I'm like the king of just like, it was what it was in the
Right,
space,
right,
right? You
right.
know. And I love that. I love that we, you know, have that philosophy.
Okay.
But
You want to give this a shot?
Yep.
Here we go.
Never mind.
just kidding. We'll come back tomorrow and try it.
Sometimes all the reason and rhyme gets lost in the absence of you. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time. That's fine, let's lay it all on the line. Love enough to speak the truth. Oh baby, no lie, I've just grown tired of carrying the small that you do. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time with you is worse than being without you. I do just fine.
That felt really good.
Cool.
Scoob 4J, so S.
That was cool. So
Where did that
now we're
come
feeling
from?
down here, and you might be feeling this, John, is just
Some
needing
person
more
took
space in
well,
the first verse and
when I
chorus.
was really young, my
Yep.
mom
So
made
now
my first AOL
down here it
screen name,
feels
and she knew I liked Scooby
more
Doo, so she made
comfortable.
Scoob AJ.
kind of spacey.
And then
Cool.
some jerk on
Thanks, dude.
Instagram took Scoob AJ that doesn't post any pictures ever.
By the way,
so I
just
used,
question:
like, the 4, which
is
like,
Troy
the
say, was Troy
version of
saying
A,
that felt
you know,
great?
like
Was that on the
gamer.
track or was
That
that?
was on the track.
That was on the track.
It
Okay,
did
cut
feel
that
good,
out.
though.
Right on, dude.
Yeah.
Lyndon's gonna get rid of that right now.
It's confusing.
Just James Bowen, like 85, I think. That's him at the top.
Go from the top.
Titties is.
Yeah.
John Titterington?
I think it's John Patrick Titterington or something.
What?
His handle.
On Instagram?
Instagram.
Jesus, that's right then.
John Titterington for president.
Yeah. Oh, that two-hit thing. What do you think about that?
I do just fine, living off this bottle of wine. 15 minutes with you,
The two don't.
Yeah, it feels a little
but
like.
babe, sometimes
Yeah, something. It feels like
all
a.
the reason and rhyme gets lost in the absence of you.
It's like I like.
So tell me how to get through this.
Patch cables.
Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time with you is worse than being out. Okay, that's fine. I do just fine.
Great take, John. We only caught about half of it. Since you guys.
That felt cool. We had like a freak out water spill in here in the middle, so we kind of stopped listening.
That was my best take. Can I punch the beginning of the outro?
Sure.
You got that lean. I don't think he's going through this.
Worse than being alive. Just fine.
Yeah, I mean, just comp. Yeah, comp that. Just the beginning. I screwed up the first chord of the outro on that last take. Can I come in and listen?
You wink me again. Just fine, living off this bottle of wine. 15 minutes with you. But babe, sometimes all the reason and rhyme gets lost in the absence of you. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living part-time with you. It's worse than being out. Okay, that's fine. Let's lay it all on the line. Love enough to speak the truth. Oh, baby, no lie.
That should help. Is that better?
Cool. So do you, sure. Troy, do you want me to show you a crack or no?
No, please.
Fair enough.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks, buddy.
Do you want to do a little bit of sifting world?
Yeah.
It's a little interesting.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Cool. You going up at your other station?
World.
Let's
Oh,
go.
it's a solid river too, so.
Let's say there's no water. Let's just to be super anal. Let's run like this one back in for a while.
Okay.
See what we're missing.
Copy that.
So did you turn this power supply off here too?
Doing it all alone. Doing it all. I do just fine.
So John's gonna go to synth world now.
Okay.
So his DIs are already up, right? He just needs to patch.
Yeah, we just need to repatch.
Cool. We need more drying off going on.
I think we're okay.
Get this out of here. No, we just a little water spill. That dumped into like the power.
Oh, that's not good. That's not gonna be good. I see a new job in your future.
What's that?
Just cleaning up those floors, man.
So I got married, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
No.
He's gonna go through the whirly DI
Okay.
because he's gonna use some pedals with his profit. I'm just gonna pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Will you check camera 2 audio? You getting any signal from me?
John will be here, Brooks. Someone's not around.
The DI's on. I'll send you some signal now.
That's everything.
That's everything?
Yeah.
Are we here? Yeah. All right, guys, we're in the kitchen with one of our lovely chefs, Patty, who is keeping us well fed. And you're making, what are you doing? You're doing broccoli?
We're making broccoli salad and pizza, homemade pizza.
Come on. Come on. So, and then there's this wizardry cauldron that basically food goes in, magic comes out. That's the fundamentals of how it works.
Pizza bread.
Pizza dough? You made your own pizza? You know pizza dough. Ridiculous. It's a really good big hand for Pat. Pate.
Pick it up, Pat. Okay. We're gonna have that.
This guy. This guy's been in the cabin for too long.
I know, man. I need to get outside. I gotta get outside.
It's freezing out there. You going outside?
I guess. I kind of want some fresh air. Me too.
We might need to do like a little run downsies to the townsies.
Dude,
Yeah.
we should, man.
hit up one of the. There's a couple of cool bars. Be down there, just kind of like go into town, get a drink, let this
Dude.
town know what's up.
That's right, dude.
Let them know who's here.
Injure 3 to 4 people, like standard. Just kidding.
What did you say?
Yeah, I feel like we could use like a little departure.
Just to kind of get some.
Where's your
It's
transmitter?
downstairs.
What?
It's downstairs. I took it off during the Watergate.
Oh.
The Watergate.
No.
Watergate 2000.
Grab Josh. Every time I signal him, he just gives me a thumbs up. Like, no, I need you for something.
We can? Do the shotgun? Oh.
We need the transmitter. Number 1. Thank you.
Well, it's number one. Number one's downstairs. Number one's
Dude, I'm definitely trying to go into town today. That would be sick.
I know.
Tell us what you would do in town.
What would I do in town? Well, there's a lot of things I would.
This is not a bad place to be stuck for 10 days. Like,
No, it's not.
It's pretty awesome, but
What do you mean stuck?
we haven't.
Trapped.
Most
Hostage.
most of us haven't left since we got here. So I feel like it might do some good to just get out and explore the space a little
We got to
bit.
do a little surfy surf yesterday.
I did get out.
Which, glad you did, because today would not be.
Yeah, no, that water is extremely cold.
I needed a jaqueta as well.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It feels like it's lowering too. Like it feels like the temp's going down.
It said, I mean, I have no idea if this is actually going to be true, but it said today was going to be the high of 58, and then tomorrow starts warming back up. We'll see.
It's 58 and we're cold. Like the East Coast is getting this wall of
I
high
mean,
winter
just
storm right now.
destroyed by it's chilly.
People are
It's like
getting,
in the
like,
50s.
snowed in.
You know what? But that's on them, bro. That's on them. Hey, do you want to throw a shaker on this one?
Yeah, I'd love to. I think that would sound really good and kind of help glue everything together.
Yeah.
So I'm super down. And I still got to do Tambo on that other song.
Which one? What'd you want to do? Is it called?
Breakup song.
Breakup song, yeah, dude.
Because I think it would really fill out the Tom arrangement in the chorus. So, Shaker and Tambo, I'm down, dude. Anytime.
I'm ready for you to get freak nasty on some shit.
Yeah, no, I
See,
haven't really
right?
gotten to go crazy on anything yet, but it also hasn't really been like the right vibe. For, like,
No.
I'm really happy with what we've done.
I think Dream Sketch is where it's
Do we have any
like
questions?
you especially are gonna go like it's gonna be your home.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be everyone's gonna walk away and like Siri's gonna come back. It's gonna be like a Brian Wilson kind of vibe. You're like, I did the entire song by myself.
I'm down.
Dude, these chairs are just so.
They are on their like they're at their end of life. End of life care for the
It's
chairs.
really intense.
This is when the chair died.
They're all about to go down.
Yeah.
Like the legs falling off of that one.
Oh no.
Did you hear what I did? I spilled water.
Oh, I was with you, bud.
I could just see
Phil,
it.
you were there.
Phil, you were there.
Dude, seriously, I can't handle these chairs right now.
You can.
It's probably like all the cameras picking up right now. You can't even hear us talking. It's just like.
I like that there's just a walking stick ready for anybody who wants to.
That looks just as flimsy as the chair, though. I could definitely see that ending very
I'm
badly.
gonna go for a nice jump.
Yeah, dude.
Do we want to take any questions?
I'll take some
I'll
questions.
read some.
Sure.
Where do I do that from?
Javai's got them.
Josue, let me read some questions.
There you go. All right, Caesar.
All right. Let's go. Let's do this.
Oh wait, you had one from yesterday. How is this different from?
From film score?
From scoring a film.
It is different. It's different because there's immediate feedback. Whereas when you're doing music for film, you get feedback from the composer, but the director's the boss. So it's what the director wants that ends up making it in. So there's a lot of kind of throwing darts at the board, trying to figure out what parts the director might like. When you're working with a good composer, a lot of times they have good instincts for what the director's going to like because of all the discussions that have taken place. But there's something about doing this where I can come up with something and you guys are immediately like, yeah, that works.
Right.
There's also a little bit more freedom of artistry because in a situation like this, usually when I'm in the studio making records, the people that call me for sessions trust that that they hire me to kind of to do my thing. You know what I mean? So there's a trust there so that I can get in and kind of stretch out and do what I feel like needs to be done. With film, there are still elements of that, but composers definitely have a strong idea of what they want.
Sure.
Usually it's a little bit more rigid than like producers when you're making records. There's a lot of part replacement that takes place on film, so there'll be a lot of mock-up synth stuff or mock-up guitar stuff, and then I come in and replace all the stuff that they did with real instruments, which is kind of the least fun aspect of it.
One thing I've loved about having you on this is that you're kind of known as the pedal steel guy, but that's not really the role that you're playing in this.
Right.
It's like this really cool textural artist. I don't even know what.
Well, it's interesting you say that because with it, different circles, I think, kind of have different identities for what I do.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like you guys kind of know me as that, but in the film world, I'm known more for, not that I'm known, there's like probably two people that know I am, but usually people that call me for work know me, they're calling me for synth stuff, or for kind of production type stuff. Like I get film cues early on in the development stage, and then it's kind of like throw stuff at this, build off of this. So I usually get sketches, fairly early, and then I'm filling in different synth parts and going to guitar, maybe going to steel. So yeah, I don't really consider myself a guitar player or a synth player or a pedal steel player. I just like music, and I think of parts not based on what instrument I'm playing, but like what's in my head.
Wasn't there something that we worked on that we didn't know that there was like
what
was that?
That video game.
Was that Second Son? Was it Infamous?
Yes.
Second Son?
Yes.
You did a lot of the like textural, really freaky guitar parts.
Yeah. And we didn't even know that until I showed up for the first session.
You're like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
This was after we started working together, and if you have played the game Infamous Second Son from Sucker Punch, I played Delson Rowe, and the music was such a character in that game. And they brought you in to do like all this like super trippy guitar part stuff.
Yeah, and like freaked out lap steel stuff. In fact, the composer I worked with on that is a guy named Nathan Johnson.
Yeah.
He's one of my best friends, and he's a talent like no other. I mean, for you guys that are watching, pull up the Sunlux video.
Yeah.
He's done 2 different Sunlux videos. He's done videos for Lucius. He's a music video director, but he's also a film composer. He did that movie Looper with Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he's a creative force to be reckoned with. And so he was one of the composers for that, and he came over and said, I want you to do your weird stuff. And that's exactly what we did.
It fits so well. So well. Say you learned something today. What's another question?
Sure. I've had the impression that sitting in the fire is about criminals. Thoughts? I don't know if that's a question as much of it is a comment in the forum, but there you go.
About criminals, I think that you could probably take it and apply it however you want. The notion or the philosophy behind it was born out of a conversation that I had with my best friend Travis Willingham when he sat me down to have just like a real hard talk with me, and I was just I was a mess. I was a wreck. And he said, there is a fire that is burning right now, and if you will just sit in it, it will make you better. It's designed to burn away all of this stuff in your life that's keeping you back. And so that kind of became the impetus for the record. But for me, sitting in the fire, just as far as the collection of the songs, was really cathartic. There's a lot of songs that I'd held on to for about 10 years. and just needed to get out. And so it's a very eclectic record. This to me is feeling a lot more cohesive, single voice. It's varied and it's dynamic. There's stuff that's all over the place, but it still feels like it's under one roof, you know, more than Sitting in the Fire was, for sure.
Talk about the new song. There's multiple requests to hear about what that's about. Give some backstory on the song we're doing right now.
The one that we're doing right now, Part-Time sat as a verse and a chorus for a long time. It was born out of, I was dating this girl that, you know, 99% of the relationships you're in are supposed to fail, or not fail, but end. So no relationship ever fails. It accomplishes what it's supposed to do. So don't ever look, if you've broken up with somebody, that relationship didn't fail. That actually succeeded in doing what it was supposed to do, which is to end and move you on down the line to the next relationship, which hopefully could be the one. This, though, I hadn't realized that truth, and I was trying to figure out why I only got the leftovers from this person. It was just, I got 15 minutes maybe at the end of a day, and I felt like I needed more. And I think what I needed more was not for this person to be more in love with me, but for me to be more in love with myself. But in the time, all I was doing was drinking a bottle of wine a night, trying to make music, and waiting till I got that 15-minute phone call. And it was when I finally understood that I needed more. I wanted more out of a person, and it didn't have to come from this person, but it was more of a realization about myself. So I'm trying to find a way to incorporate that notion and that realization in the second verse, because the first verse is all about kind of down in the dumps and realizing, wait a minute, I'm not getting enough out of this. And I'm still trying to find in the second verse, so then what? So then what do we do? And now what?
That's a good segue into this question about lyrics that I saw earlier up, and I can't find it, so I don't. Oh, here we go. So, do you have any tips on songwriting and how not to despise every lyric you're writing?
I think you're supposed to despise every lyric you write. At some point in the process, I think you should wrestle with it. If you're not wrestling with it, if it comes too easily, this is for me. I'm not saying how everybody should write, because I'm not the preeminent lyricist at all. I could point you to a lot of other people who are.
Do that. Who are some of the ones that you like?
I really think that, say what you will, but Bono as a lyricist has a knack and a penchant for finding a way to relate to people in a very metaphorical way, but a very tangible way. Jeff Buckley to me is the same thing. David Bowie has just found a way to make poetry accessible. Tom Waits as well. Leonard Cohen has a way of making purple prose accessible and making something that's so beautiful. Those are the kind of people that I aspire to as lyricists. But for me, I wrestle with lyrics all the time, and there's some times when I go, that's exactly how I feel, and it's self-serving. The only thing that I always want to make sure is that people get what I'm trying to say. They can not like it, but as long as they understand it, that to me is always the goal.
There's a question here. It says, for everyone, are there any artists or people you would like to collaborate with that you haven't yet? And I want to hear your answer, not just in music, but in your professional life, as far as acting, as far as...
Yeah, man. I mean, I've had the benefit of working with some incredibly talented people. You've heard me say this a lot. Neil Druckmann is the greatest director I've ever worked with. He gets me. The guy's so passionate and helps set up his actors for success. Wayne, as a producer, we had a great talk last night about just how freeing he is for people. Who would I want to work with? I still love Daniel Lanois. I think Daniel Lanois is someone who discovers the artist that is inside of you that never knew existed, and is really cool about having a signature sound without sacrificing the integrity of the artist's sound, of just kind of lending his flavor and his fingerprint to stuff without overtaking it. Like Mutt Lange is clearly a great producer, but your record will sound like a Mutt Lange record by the time it's done. I think Rick Rubin we took Red Hot Chili Peppers from Mother's Milk into Blood Sugar Sex Magic, and it helped evolve that band, helped move them forward from just being kind of like this weird SoCal surf punk band into a tour de force, and that's what's been able for their career to span 25 years. I don't know, that's a really, really fascinating question. I'm honored to be working with everyone that's under this roof, and I don't know who I would replace because there's yeah, man. There's just like you and I talking about that melody line today. There's not one single voice. Like Wayne is definitely our captain on this ship, but there's so much trust and respect that says, hey, I've got an idea and I love and respect you enough to be honest with you. I don't think that melody line really works, and I think you're overstating it. Let's make it cooler and understating. We're certainly not wanting for any talent here either. So we've got a pretty rocking group of people under this roof. Titties, how are you?
Pretty good.
Okay. Did you finish your piano part?
Yeah, I'm all good.
What are you doing now?
I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
Yeah. Who are artists or people that you want to collaborate with that you haven't yet?
Oh. Ooh, that's great.
Right?
I'd love to I'd love to play on a Sufjan Stevens record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty magical. Oh, and I'd also just like to address the titties thing on camera real quick. That's a nickname that I tolerate,
but do not love
from people that I love. If any of you Twitch people want me to show,
don't say that.
I'm not saying to
He
not
goes by
call me
John.
that. I'm not saying to not call me that, but if you call me that, I'm not going to be happy. Like, if you don't know me and you call me titties, we're probably not going to have a great conversation afterwards. Just so that's out there. It's not a name I assigned to myself.
Oh no. Most nicknames that stick are ones that are ascribed and not. Hey, you can call me this.
Did Troy say it or did I say it?
Oh, you both said it.
Both said it, yeah.
There it is. I'll answer that question and say that probably James Blake is at the top of that list.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Adams is on that list. Who else? I love Arcade Fire, but they don't need any more bandmates.
Right. 15, I think, is when they start capping up.
Yeah. Vince Staples. I know I talked about him the other day, but I'd love to work with him. There's a few hip hop dudes, and I kind of like mixing it up genre wise. So yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else, anybody else. I think that's James Blake is probably at the very tippy top.
For sure. I kind of want to get down with Gallant.
Yeah.
Like that guy is on a different level. AJ Novak, our drummer, plays with an artist, Gallant, and I don't even know how you would characterize what genre you would put Gallant in, but he's like a long lost version of R&B and soul mixed with this cool new freshness and hipness that's really, really dope. And I liked his music before, and then I saw him live, and I was like, good God, you're on a different level.
Have you heard that Anderson .Paak record, the Malibu record?
No.
It's freaking awesome.
Okay. Right on.
That's a good one.
We have time for one more, right? Cool.
Here we go. How do you find a location helps with your mindset in regards to writing?
It's everything, I think. You always want to feel like you're in a place that is conducive and is a non-sterile, very creative environment, and I don't think we could have asked for anything better. We fell in love with the cabin idea when we did our first record, and then with this, giving everything a fresh new palette, giving it, not trying to rehash anything or hit any of the same beats, but understanding that getting outside of the traditional studio really works for everybody here, and this place is gorgeous. We've got either woods or ocean, you take your pick, that we can kind of lose ourselves in. I love the idea of living here and being sequestered and not driving to a studio, tracking, and then leaving, and then coming back the next morning and doing stuff, but all kind of being here. All of us have found that we've had more gas in the tank than we thought by the end of the day. So yeah, environment is everything.
One more quick one.
Sure.
Ever considered being a book writer, like a children's story writer? You make such incredible deep storytelling.
I don't know what 5-year-old I would be writing for. That would be the most frustrated kid trying to understand the metaphors.
You read a lot, though.
I do read a lot. I typically stumble across books that, like I still have Red Rising up there that I've got to crack open.
You're gonna love it.
I love books being suggested to me. I love books that I love sharing books that I've connected with and connecting them with other people. It's
You
like
still buy actual books?
Hell yeah, dude! My library is always growing. And typically I want the hardback. I don't want.
I know. I've noticed that.
If it's a paperback, it's because it's going to live with me on the road. It's something that I want to. I don't care if it gets messed up, but that hardback is what goes in the library. Is like this is part of the collection. I've never considered myself a writer, but I love to write just to understand the writer's perspective and be able to, like when you're on a set or whatever, you want to be able to speak to them intelligently and understand what they go through to put pen to paper and put words down on a page. But who knows, maybe I'll write just the weirdest story for kids' books.
All right, this is the last one for real. Do you ever have days where you struggle to get out of bed, and how do you overcome this?
Yeah. I remembered this. I took this one away. The most traumatic thing that happened to me, that happened to you, that has happened to all of us, happened to us when we were at our most vulnerable, when we were the most susceptible to disease, to pain, to injury, to death, and we survived it. And that's when we were born. Our entire world, the only thing that we knew, our safety, our comfort, our source of nourishment, our source of life, we were violently ripped from and hit on the back, threw up, and took our first breath. And you made it. So, and that was when you were at your pinkest and most vulnerable to everything. Now you have wisdom and experience and strength and a tougher skin. So if you got through that, then whatever is bothering you today, you can get through. Dude, this is it. This is all about this right here, to write love on our arms. I'm so glad that John turned us onto this organization that's completely devoted to encouragement and inspiring people to understand that if you're wrestling with self-injury, depression, suicide, that you're part of that story, and there are other people that are writing that story as well. To Write Love on Our Arms, check them out. They're an amazing organization. And Jamie, thank you for the huge props yesterday. But that's my thing, is that pain can't kill you. Injury can, but pain won't kill you. So if you're hurting, understand that that's something that exists to strengthen you. So it goes back to sitting in the fire. It's a fire that's burning, and sometimes you just need to sit in it, but it will make you better. It will make you better.
True that. All right, that's
Cool.
all we got.
All right, guys, stick around. We got a little bit more for you here. We're going to kind of go into what we call overdub land and see what else this song has. We're here till 2 p.m. What time is it?
It is 20 till.
20 till. So we're here live for the next 20 minutes or so. So stick around. Who knows? Magic may happen. And then always join us back 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time right here on Twitch. As always, if you want to find out how you can be a part of the story, then go to pledgemusic.com/Troy Baker. In the meantime, you're about to see something really cool. I don't know what it is, but we'll be surprised together.
It all on the line, nothing up to speak the truth. Oh baby, no lie, I've just grown tired of carrying the small that you do. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living parts of it with you is worse than being alive. I do just fine.
Yeah, let's do a tempo. Let's do a tempo on the chorus and the outro. Second chorus and outro.
Alright, we're gonna do Tambo's second chorus through the end.
Yeah, which tambourine should I be using though?
This mic stand is a beast.
I don't know. What tambourine?
What do you got?
What do you got? Show us a couple options.
I'm gonna have to unplug for a second to find them. So.
All right, go for it.
I'll bring it. All right, one sec.
This thing is hilarious.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So big.
Jeez. This is
the largest mic stand for this job ever.
Here. We can't really twist this. Just move from here.
Are we hitting late night?
I think James hit that acoustic. We got like probably 30 minutes still before lunch, according to Patty.
Nice.
Just because she was like cleaning the kitchen first, which is cool, but yeah, ate up some time. Do you have eyes on James? Yeah, maybe grab him and have him grab the guild. And we'll do late night last minute acoustic. Sounds cool.
Cool, let's go for it.
I'll hit it. Look at this mic stand.
Tired of carrying the small that you do. So tell me how to get through this. Tell me how to get over this. Living hearts out with you. It's worse than being without. I do just fine.
It's just a tambourine.
Yeah, I can make a edit if we
That'd be okay. I need to make a quick call.
Cool, dude.
Hey Kelsey, it's Troy. Can I talk to Natanya?
We're good for now.
Absolutely, I'll be
Let's
here.
have James do acoustic on this real quick,
Thank you.
and then we'll have him do light night last minute.
It's Chili's.
Is it cold out
Chili
there?
Mobility's outside.
Chili Mobility?
Is it still fun?
Milli Vanilli.
Look at this mic stand for this acoustic mic.
I mean, why not? If you got it.
You got a big stand.
What?
Vintage.
67.
Oh shoot.
67.
We're not getting too much noise from like the computer tower and stuff, right? I could snake the piano gobo, and just like gobo this off.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that. Thank you.
What's that for?
Bone's gonna do acoustic.
Right now?
Yes, sir.
Sick.
What are you doing for St. Patty's Day tomorrow?
Drinking green beer.
Dude, when you hold this thing up against your ears, it's like the weirdest. Like it feels like you're like going deaf.
Oh, I know what you mean. I've had that before when I walk by certain walls. Yeah.
Yeah, just suddenly it's like what?
Yeah. Feels weird.
Freaking me out, dude. Alright, cool. This is to cover this guy up so you don't have to look at him. It's just an important visual choice we made. I have no idea where to put this.
I don't know either.
Wayne just gave this to me.
No, come back this way.
Lock off here, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking to me?
You're gonna have to film from this way.
You got it. What's up? Just gonna put it there.
How? Where? Like
From
up over there?
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna put that thing right in front of him. Happy needs.
Sorry.
There's a couple. So anyone who's in here has to be like ultra quiet. It's gonna be super touchy finger pick.
Does this one still have that kind of buzz in some zone? Sounds right. Do we have like some sort of
That's not a tuner. That is a tuner.
Is it?
Yeah, just help me remember not to steal it.
What's this? Shears?
This is C-Res. Pretty cool.
That thing's awesome. Looks like it didn't take care of it. What I'll probably do is we'll get a sound, and I have 2 headphone lines right now, so.
Great. Let me just give you my phone one.
I don't think this works.
Battery might be dead.
Like what kind of strumming? Like not doing that though, right?
Yeah, kind of maybe even straighter.
Oh.
Yeah, something like
Well, that's really accurate. Damn. What?
Oh, it might be down. $5,000. If it wasn't broken, it'd probably be 10. You know?
Stay with me.
Get your ears soon.
Yeah, can you get? They're right there. Oh, they're right there.
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh.
You're like, they're not?
No, they're right there.
You guys can. I'll let the two of you listen. Just listen after.
Oh, I don't know.
Can I just hang on to this tuner?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Cool. I'll do it.
But just play a little James.
Yeah, good. Sounds
Just see where we are.
leather might make some noise.
Leather daddy.
We'll cross that bridge. After the chorus.
You mean move it around?
Okay, by comparison, we just trade him with the Gibson.
Yeah.
Because that guitar in your hand, James, is like the money shot for finger picking.
Should I? But this one's a pick or what?
Strumtown.
Should I try the Gibson?
Yes, yeah. That sounds cool, though.
It needs a Tune City.
This one sounds better for this.
I prefer it as well.
I'll just tune it real quick.
Was it then?
That's fine. So our neck meets the body, but sort of pointed to the body slightly?
Yeah.
Cool. I dig it. That one sounds real nice. Strummy tone.
We'll go have the same.
Is it too bright?
In April.
Just got a little
I don't think so.
twist on it.
That one's pretty dull thing in a good way.
You know,
Yeah, that sounds great. Jimmy, do you need a chart or anything? Or are you good?
No, just the end. What are the chords over the end part?
E minor.
Is it?
It's E minor, 3, 4, E minor,
Yeah,
2,
you just hold it.
3, and then to the B minor. Again, B minor. And E minor again. E minor. E minor. And then G. G first. Yep. And then that. Yep. And then another B minor. Yep. That's it. You wanna do it?
Yeah.
Alright.
So when are we in and out?
I want to bring you in on the re-intro probably,
Okay.
or verse 2, but I think probably re-intro.
Just drop me there.
Cool. Yeah, I mean I can always use that in another spot too.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I don't have any chords that I'm missing. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Quiet on set.
What?
Haha.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to.
Sorry, I switched it up on you real quick. Alright, ready, dude?
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. Maybe hit it with a little more steady of a strum. Like, Jane, 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 you know. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Just a little more, yeah,
I feel you.
steady. Cool.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. A beautiful, gloomy Wednesday afternoon here on Twitch. We're going to wrap up the guitars with James Bowen on part-time and then take a little bit of lunch. But don't worry, we will be back 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific to 7 p.m. Pacific tonight. We're going to work on a surprise song. Not going to tell you what it is. You'll just have to tune in to find out what it is. But hopefully you will like it. Again, to our Twitch community, thank you so much. To Brooks Chambers for being here from Twitch to make sure that the stream gets to you guys. A+. Thank you again. And if you're just now joining the Twitch community, welcome. It's an amazing community of people, and we're glad to have you be a part. If you haven't yet, go to pledgemusic.com/Troy Baker. Find out how you can be a part of this story. There's all sorts of different things that we want you guys to do. We want you to be on the record. We want you to sing with us. If you were tuning in yesterday, you saw us doing stomps and claps and big gang vocal singing stuff. We want you to be a part of that too. So go to pledgemusic.com/Troy Baker and find out how you can be a part of the story. So until later tonight, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., join us back here on Twitch as we get into the surprise song. Until then, thank you so much for being a part of the story.